welcome to our third episode of Fresh and Retro.
I'm Trent.
And I'm Jason. This week we decided we're going to have a main topic.
Yeah, we're going to try to be more organized.
Yeah, that's not going to
happen now.
This week we talked it out and we figured science fiction is a big topic, but I think there's enough major points for us to pinpoint some good ones.
Definitely, yeah.
And we got movies, books, TV shows, video games.
Songs, operas.
What songs? What opera?
Bing bong, bing bong.
Oh. So, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
No, you can go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead. Well, I mean, when you talk about science fiction, everybody's always going to talk about two big ones.
John Hughes.
If you break down some of his movies, they might actually be science fiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can break them down.
Home Alone, break it down.
He's a cybernetic child. That's how he could take on two grown men.
That's why he's a robot.
Yeah.
Oh.
See? Told you. It could happen.
I don't know. The gold tooth is what gave him the power. And when he got knocked out, he was weak.
Yeah. See?
I get it.
Yeah. But I'm talking Star Trek, Star Wars, but I don't want to focus on those two because
One, I've never seen Star Trek.
we've seen
I've seen the bad new movies.
the current movies, and you watched I thought you watched the very first episode. Was that? No, that wasn't you. Okay.
Yeah.
But the other issue with those that I have is science fiction is supposed to have some type of social message.
It is?
Yeah. Really good science fiction has a social message. Either
like iRobot?
iRobot has a great social message.
Mm-hmm.
The more AI takes over, the more we lose control. 1984.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the great movies of the past, all had social messages. The Day the Earth Stood Still.
The original?
Mm-hmm. Well, even the remake, it was still the same social messages that we were the destructive force on this planet.
You can say that about Arrival.
Yeah, without a doubt. What's the one? Planet of the Apes, the original.
Never saw it, but yeah, I
I
understand.
mean, you know the whole concept in the end,
yeah.
and that Soylent Green.
I know the story, yeah.
Yeah, it has a great message
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got to watch out for our food source.
Yeah.
So the great sci-fi ones always had a good social message. I never thought. Some people argue Star Trek did, because each episode has a different message. But I don't know. It wasn't ever as powerful to me. The only one I'd say was powerful to me was the one episode where they had a planet that was at war.
Mm-hmm.
And it had been in a civil war for thousands of years. And the way they dealt with the war is they had a computer simulate battles, and whoever lost that simulation, they killed so many people in real life based on what the computer told them to kill.
Well, so it's kind of like War Games?
Yeah, kind of. Which is another great
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi one. And people don't consider some movies sci-fi. Actually, I was talking to your mom last night about stuff with science fiction. I was telling her about that book that I'm interested in reading, and how there's a small concept of time travel, and she was like, well, time travel's not really sci-fi.
What?
Yeah, so I kind of explained, yeah, it is, but, I mean, what's that stupid one about the mailbox?
The mailbox?
Is it the lake house? Yeah.
What's the lake house?
It's the one, I've never seen it because it's supposedly like a sappy movie, but it's like a magical mailbox that Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves write letters to each other, but they time travel.
Oh, I think I remember it, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know what Family Guy did it where he puts his penis in the mailbox and she gets it in the future. Oh, I love sausages. But, I mean, we are going to have to be ramped up for the big sci-fi movie coming out.
Which one?
Which one?
I mean, Star Wars 8.
Okay, that one. I mean, all Star Wars I'll always go see, but
I did tell you about the remake of Dune.
yeah, and that one again.
It's sci-fi.
No, but I have an issue with them remaking it again.
Yeah.
I thought the TV show did the format it needed. Like if Netflix picked up Dune and did a series, I think it would work. Because there's so much to go into.
Yeah, but they would do like 13 hours.
Oh, they would do a couple of seasons.
I don't think so.
Oh, you could. There's so much.
You can get that much following that would get a second season.
One of the things with Dune that got lost in the original movie was all the political things. Like Game of Thrones is so popular because of all the backdoor dealings and political things and takeovers.
And the battles.
And the nudity and the
Yeah,
sex and
yeah.
the dragons and the zombies, yeah. But with Dune, it was a lot of political dealings that you never really got into in the books. You kind of, I mean, in the movie, you kind of touched on it, but not to the sense that they could do in a long series.
I mean, I saw what year was the one that I saw made? The 70s or 80s?
In the 80s, yeah.
80s, okay. I didn't like that one at all. I couldn't stand it.
Well, you said there was one main reason you didn't like it.
It was too long.
I thought it was that you could hear his thoughts.
I really don't remember the movie.
I thought that was one of your complaints, is that because they did his inner dialogue.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Yeah. I didn't like that.
It's alright.
But it was just too long. I think it was broken up. Like, yeah, I guess Netflix would be a better choice if they had a series.
Uh-huh.
Because you could get a break from it.
You can get a break from a movie.
No,
It's
you
a pause
can't.
button.
No.
Yeah, they have them now.
I've never heard of it.
It's science fiction. It was a great invention.
Whoa.
Spooky.
Crazy.
I'm talking, though, of Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Still haven't finished it.
No, the book he means.
Yeah. When's that coming out? Like spring, right?
Yeah, it's coming out soon. I mean, it was surprising to me when I learned that the screenplay was purchased before the book, or the movie rights were purchased before the book was even released.
Yeah.
That was huge.
I
to
never
me.
heard of that, but yeah. Yeah, March 30th.
Yeah, and then the fact that Spielberg was going to produce it.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
And then grabbed it for directing, which is great. But I mean, when you look at the fodder of the movie, the concept of all that 80s reference, it's right in his wheelhouse. So
I mean, he can just put like 10 of his movies in there and it's just like done.
pretty much. But I mean, that one I'm really excited about if they do it well. Like how we were excited about Ender's.
Yeah.
What? We only had one problem with Ender's Game.
It just...
He was too old.
3. He was too old. They didn't go into as much of his darker side. And then the battles were kind of weird. They weren't the space battles between the two teams.
Oh, you're talking about the training thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't focus on that as much as they did in the book. And I get that. In a movie, once you kind of see it, then you get the gist of what they've been doing.
Yeah.
The book, they broke down.
Also, the virtual reality game.
It didn't work out as you had it. No, same.
It was so much cooler in the book.
Yeah, well, in my head, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still, overall, it was a good version of a book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, like, Mom had never read it. Your sister had never read it. And they were both blown away at the end.
They both read it?
No, they had never read it.
Okay.
So it was still that really huge impact.
Yeah.
When you finish the book and the whole, everything put together. And I think with Ready Player One, it's got the ability to be the same thing. It's got enough for the science fiction fanatic. It's got the social commentary because everything is a virtual world, which is, potentially where we could be headed.
Yeah.
And then it's got that entertaining factor for the everyday person.
You mean the 80s stuff? Or is it just entertaining in general?
That, both. I mean, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a competition through it. And then the 80s references, like you saw in the trailer. I don't know if you watched this one.
I saw the Iron Giant.
They had the Iron Giant, but they also had the DeLorean.
Oh, okay.
So there's going to be a lot that people are going to recognize, smile, hey, I know that.
Hey, isn't that thing from that movie?
So what was yours?
What was my what?
Any ideas you want to talk about?
For?
Talking.
Oh, okay.
The whole reason we're doing this.
Yeah. I didn't know you were done with yours. So.
I'm not.
Well, then keep going.
No. Take turns.
That's boring.
Oh.
Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is what makes a sci-fi movie so good. What are the best aspects of it?
Well, that's kind of like individual.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
I think what gives sci-fi movies their special touch, one, the practical effects.
You're more, you are a big fan of practical over CGI.
Yeah, especially like Alien.
Yeah.
How the whole Alien is practical.
Yeah.
Which I never knew that. But that's really cool. How the original Star Wars was supposed to be all practical.
What, 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, before he got his hands back on it a few
he
times.
was like, I have Photoshop, I'm going to change some things here and here.
That's a good impersonation of George Lucas.
Thanks. And then 7 had some nice practical effects.
Yeah,
All
well,
the aliens, yeah.
Abrams does like to pay homage properly.
Yeah. There's one other I was thinking of.
That had practical?
Yeah. Does the Thing have practical?
The Thing? Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Most 80s movies did. Sometimes they would mix...
Not Back to the Future.
Well, sometimes they'd mix the practical with some type of, back then, CGI.
Well, I mean, yeah, Back to the Future actually did. I saw this video recently about 1 and 2 and how they made their effects. And they would film a small DeLorean, like, I don't know, 1/16 the size, something like that. And they would film it moving the path that it does in the movie, you know, when it's flying.
Yeah.
It's coming down and landing. They would film it like that, and then they would have the actual DeLorean driving, and they would have to cut in between.
Okay.
So it was just practical effects, yeah, there. But like the actual time travel thing, you know, you can't really do that.
Well, what do you mean?
You can't have practical effects of time travel. It doesn't exist.
True. I mean, Bill and Ted. It's one of the most classic time travel movies.
Yeah.
I don't think any time... You're confusing me.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, past practical effects.
Okay.
You know, we didn't really cover it. We talked about it that much.
Practical effects, definitely. I agree with you. The more realistic it looks, the better the practical effect.
Yeah, like, I brought up Alien, but the new Alien, the alien wasn't practical at all. It was all CG'd.
And it loses...
yeah, it was like, that's not scary at all.
Well, it loses a humanistic feel.
Mm-hmm.
The original Alien, as alien as it was, still was a person in a suit.
Yeah.
And it gave the alien realistic mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the new ones, they're like sprinting faster than a cheetah.
Yeah.
Which I get, but... Predator.
I wish Alien Covenant was called Covenant. It wasn't Alien.
Yeah.
It would have been so much better.
Well, he's trying to do what Lucas did, build his origin story.
Yeah.
And
didn't work for Lucas.
It's not working for him either.
Yeah.
I mean, Ridley Scott is usually a winner, and here he's, yeah. But again, like I said, Predator. Those were practical effects. The makeup, the suit, the Predator itself.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cool watching them do that.
Even like the second one when they walk into the whole ship, the interior of the ship is a set.
Never saw the second one.
You never did? We'll have to watch that.
We watched the first one and I fell asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's because you get bored of Arnold.
Yes, I do. Except Terminator, which is another one.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi.
Well, James Cameron's big on, or used to be big on
practical
effects. And then he built the Titanic.
And then he was like, oh, now I want to do 4 Avatar movies in 10 years.
What's this new one they were going to talk about on Star Talk? I was wondering, because they said it was ocean and space.
Yeah.
You think it's Avatar 2?
Probably.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Come out, what, next year?
And even though it's not sci-fi, one of the best practical effects we learned about was Dunkirk.
Oh, yeah.
How they rebuilt...
what's it called?
Whatever that wall... The mole.
The mole, yeah.
Yeah, they rebuilt it. It was a giant, like, rock peninsula sticking out. And they had built a dock on top of it. This is back during World War II. And to film it, Christopher Nolan...
Because it got destroyed.
Yeah, it did get destroyed in World War II. To make the realistic effect, Christopher Nolan actually rebuilt it as close to the original as they could coming out for the movie. So that was cool. That was kind of practical effects were really cool. But like back in the day, I mean, Jaws was practical effects. Most of them.
They had an actual shark.
No, it was animatronic, but where they filmed it, even in the Abyss.
Ugh.
You don't like it?
It's okay.
What's the matter with it? I mean, the aliens are CGI, and I get that, but but how he filmed it, if you ever watch the documentaries on how they filmed it, they were in a giant pool. That when they were doing that long shot of him dropping, that was him dropping down through this whole pool, and then they reset and did it again. Something that was to me always cool, that he really did a free fall underwater.
What's that one with Samuel L. Jackson when he gets
Snakes on a Plane?
No, when he gets eaten by the shark.
Oh no, I don't even want to think of that.
That's a good movie.
No, that's a Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea, yep.
See, now you made me remember it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
No, it's not.
So yeah, past practical effects.
Yeah.
Another thing that I absolutely love in sci-fi movies is the soundtracks.
Yes.
They just give it a special touch, and I mean, if they're good enough, then you remember them every day.
Oh, one of the best soundtracks for a sci-fi movie. It's Flash Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that I think is what sold that movie, because that movie
Didn't sell.
it's horrendous. I mean, it's what do you call it? A guilty pleasure.
Yours.
Yeah, many people still love that movie.
Only you.
No,
And Mark
I
Wahlberg.
can name about 2 other people.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane.
But the soundtrack, them handing it over to Queen.
Yeah.
Even the original movie, even though it's not sci-fi, it's fantasy, but Legend.
Mhm.
When it was originally released, the score sucked. And they turned it over to a band called, I think it was Tangerine Dream.
Yeah.
And they rescored the whole movie.
Mhm.
And the movie was amazing. It fit.
Mhm.
So, no, you're correct. Really good.
Of course, I'm correct.
Oh, shush. Well, like, what? You hated Interstellars?
I don't like Hans Zimmer. That's
Really?
the difference. Yeah. If you go and listen to all of his soundtracks and his scoring of every movie he's done, it's always just loud, obnoxious orchestras.
Okay. But, see, like
In certain moments in a movie, it works.
the wave scene.
Yeah.
How you could actually hear the clock ticking
Yeah.
in the music. And
But when it's just them like going through space and it's just like, what? Why is this here? This isn't necessary.
it could be necessary.
It's not necessary.
All right, well, like the original Blade Runner soundtrack,
Mm-hmm.
which you didn't like that movie.
It was too I
Too
don't
long.
know. I say it's too long, but I like 2049, so
It's about the same amount of time.
it's more.
Well, I mean, I think one of the problems with the original was
I have a big problem with the story,
why
the ending.
that it's not explained.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Blade Runner. But no, how what's his face, the android?
Oh, how he just
He
stops.
just dies right there at that exact moment.
Right.
That
Well, but they
I
had a
never
shelf
did.
life.
I get that, but how was he so lucky?
Well, that's one of the speculations. I don't think he died.
You think he just turned himself off?
Yes, I think that's what it is he was done.
Mhm.
That's why the dove flew out,
Yeah.
all that. It was like, he was at peace.
That's just reaching, though.
It is, but, I mean, how else is a human going to beat a replicant?
Well, maybe he's not a human.
Maybe he's not. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, when Blade Runner 3049 comes out.
But the soundtrack, like you were saying, to the original Blade Runner,
Mhm.
really made the feel
Oh, yeah.
of that grittiness.
Yeah, Tokyo.
It wasn't Tokyo. And then in 2049,
Oh, yeah, 2049 is beautiful.
again, but we like that. He did great music for The Arrival, right?
Yeah,
Oh wait, no, same director.
Yeah, I
Who
think
did the
it is.
music?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Alrighty.
Keep talking. Or drink.
Or just throw that at me. Another one that had a great soundtrack. At least I always loved the soundtrack, but the movie was a fun sci-fi feel. Was Fifth Element.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about fun. Kind of some parts are just slow.
Well, that's most movies. There's always a slow lull,
Yeah, that's true.
but it did have its important factors.
What do you mean?
It had the social commentary.
It did?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
In what part?
The part where she doesn't want to save us because we destroy ourselves.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um,
the end, yeah.
Yeah. And the part where society moved beyond what we were supposed to be protecting,
Mm-hmm.
how we were supposed to be protecting the Fifth Element, but society becomes so far advanced no one even remembered it. That there was something to always save us.
Mm-hmm.
And then the supposed theory of the history of our moon.
What do you mean? Ooh, sorry.
Well, when they stop the evil,
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking
it
about.
turns it into a moon again.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that speculation that happened all those, thousands and thousands of years ago or millions of years ago. That's how we got our original moon, was when the evil came the first time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you find it?
So oh man, dang it.
It's Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, part of it, yeah. Well, no, I think it's the dude wanted. I did see a video about it. He used Hans Zimmer's music
And then
and then made his own based
remixed
around
it.
it. Yeah, kind of. Sure. But no, the Arrival was Johan Johansson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know
He did
who that
Sicarios. You like Sicario, I thought.
No, it was a little.
I think they're making a sequel. Yeah, everyone loved the highway scene.
The highway scene was good. It was intense, but that didn't sell the whole movie.
Right. That's what everyone references whenever they talk about it. I'm like,
Oh, I always think of them going through the sewer.
I always think I'm going to space.
That's in part 2.
Sicario in space.
So, those are your 2 points so far. What's your next one?
What makes a sci-fi movie good?
Yeah.
That was it.
Oh, that was it?
I think the things I enjoy most about sci-fi movies
Right.
are those two.
I get you. The practical effects and the score. I think with me, I want to see realistic future. Perfect example, Looper.
Looper?
How the pickups were turned to solar powered, but they were still like,
oh, yeah.
they were like 2020s or whatever, and they had modified the engines so the solar panels filled into where the gas was. Those kind of practical reality I like.
Like Logan as well.
Yeah. I want to say Minority Report had a couple of them, and then what was it with Ben Affleck? Paycheck, I think.
I don't know.
I think that's the one where he has to erase his memory after each job he does.
I don't remember that.
But I like it when the sci-fi is subtle. Blade Runner did that. Yeah, they had the flying cars.
The original?
Yeah. But other than that, people were walking on the street.
Enhance.
They had terrible computers. Their guns were still guns.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's what I mean, is it's subtle. It's not like everything is futuristic. I don't like ones that shove it down your throat of, hey, look, this is science fiction.
Cloud Atlas.
Yeah. I don't even consider that science fiction. I don't know what I consider that thing.
It's reincarnation, basically.
Yeah, I get that, but it just was... The book was good, but the movie just... yeah.
It was like over 3 hours, I think.
It was 16 and a half hours long.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's not that bad. You can take breaks, remember?
Yeah. Well, even though I really enjoyed Fifth Element, that's one that throws it into your face.
Yes, very much so.
Every time you're turning around, there's, like when he's quitting smoking, you know, all these little, the way his bed's made,
Yeah.
you know, all those little things, it's overdone. So to me, a good sci-fi movie has that subtlety. Even, unless it's supposed to be in space or something like that. I was talking Earthbound ones.
Like Avatar, that might be a bit too much sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah, because they poop in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who does that?
No, I do. But that's only on weekends.
Okay.
The other good thing to me is, and I think this goes with every movie really, is I'm not always a fan of the love interest.
Well, I hate that too.
Yeah, like Interstellar got it right.
There really was none.
Correct. It was them on a mission.
Yeah.
Aliens, you know, the Alien movies, all those, no love interest. Usually in a horror, which they are sci-fi horror, there's a love interest going on.
Yeah.
In those, there never is. I mean, you could say the same about Predator and all that, but I'm thinking...
Predator, all the guys all in love with each other.
Second one has a woman.
Oh,
You haven't seen it. I know. But even Terminator went with the love interest. You know, and that, you know, that has that whole loop thing going.
Loop-de-loop.
So if it's to me, a good sci-fi worries more about the story. Because Looper did it.
Did Star Wars 7 have it?
A love interest?
I don't think so, did they?
Yeah, I think, what were their names? Finn and, that pilot.
What are you talking about? Oh, you mean Poe?
Oh, Finn. Yeah, they kind of hooked up a bit.
Oh, wait, also Han Solo and Leia. Aren't they in a relationship?
Yeah, they kind of rekindle Han Solo and Chewie.
Yeah.
They got that bromance going on.
Yeah. And then Chewie goes, "Arr!" and it's over. He's mad.
Yeah. The credits roll.
Yeah.
But I think those are two big things, because the social commentary should be in any science fiction, whether it's a book, movie, or game, or whatever. But I think those two major aspects. Because to me, the love interest, like Looper would have gained about 15-20 minute story that they could have delved into if they didn't have the love interest in it.
Well, what could they have delved into?
Who knows?
Why the boy has his powers.
Yeah. I mean, but why that love interest? What? It didn't fit any criteria.
Okay.
Where, like, Terminator, I at least understand why there had to be a love interest.
Why?
Because then the movies would end.
Good. I mean, they ruined them now.
Yeah, they did. And I will say that's the interesting thing is when you look at those movies that used to be funny to me is it seemed like when James Cameron picked up the helm on the second movies, he did so good.
The second movie? What do you mean?
Aliens was Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then T2,
Mm-hmm.
which was great.
Mm-hmm.
He came in, he did these second movies and made them better or close to as good as the first.
I mean, I like Alien 1 more than Aliens, but...
Well, they're different movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aliens brought it more to the forefront of
Everyday man.
Well, universal epidemic.
Yeah.
Not just, there was this one thing on this ship.
Mm-hmm.
They hinted at it being widespread in the first one.
Because they had all the eggs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things I was disappointed with, though, is like the atrocity of Alien 4.
And 3.
we won't discuss 3. It wasn't Fincher's fault. He picked up the helm after it had been started.
He disowns it.
Yeah, that's because he didn't fully direct it. He didn't.
Speaking about not fully directing.
Uh-oh.
I learned something interesting about Justice League. This is a bit of a tangent. So, you know how Josh Whedon took over?
Correct.
There was a rumor going around that he did about 15 to 20% of the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out he did more than that. I don't know everything that he did, but they are saying that he did more, and he tried to add in, because Zack Snyder has his dark theme.
Right.
And Josh Whedon has his light-hearted theme.
Correct.
Well, Warner Brothers wanted to stick with the dark theme. So they cut out about half of what Josh Whedon's light theme stuff was.
And that's why it's supposed to be this mishmash.
Yeah, like apparently it was supposed to start off with a comedic introduction with Batman. I don't know what it is now because I haven't seen it yet, but...
I don't like that just on those statements.
That was Josh Whedon's idea. He wanted it to be a comedic intro.
But not with Batman. Like, as much as you dislike Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
That opening scene when you first see Batman is...
With the cops?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is full Batman feel.
Yeah.
The darkness, him in the shadows, him scaring the cops as well as the criminals.
Him having that gargoyle face. Yeah.
What I'm saying is if you're having Batman, that's the feel it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be comedic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what ruined the Batman series that Tim Burton created.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they became funny and for kids so they could market toys.
He did the Riddler one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
he didn't do the Riddler one?
who?
Tim Burton.
No. Tim Burton did the first one with the Joker, and then he did the Penguin and Catwoman.
Okay.
So Batman and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin and Batman Forever were
Great movies.
Joel Schumacher.
Okay.
Yeah, and he just shit all over the Batman scene with those. I mean, come on.
Shark repellent.
Yeah. They didn't talk about it in there.
And Batman and Robin, yeah. Batman and Robin has shark repellent.
No.
Yes, it does.
I know he says holy rusted metal.
Yeah.
But I don't remember I remember the shark repellent was referenced in the Batman Lego movie.
Yeah.
They bring it up in that because he uses it. Robin uses it to save him. Because they make a joke about it being useless. Batman says, "Don't worry about that" or something.
Pretty certain it's in Batman and Robin.
I hope not. Because that would even make me hate those movies more.
I mean, there's not much more you can hate. I'm looking up if he used shark repellent.
He's gonna look to see if they use shark repellent. No, that's the Batman movie from the 1960s. And he has shark repellent on his utility belt, and he sprays a shark that's chewing on his either the rope or his foot.
Pretty certain it was in Batman and Robin.
I'm telling you, it was a Lego Batman movie. Because Robin uses it in the Lego Batman movie.
There's some sort of repellent. I'm gonna find it.
There's a lot of repellents out there.
No, not at all. Because I remember watching it.
So, because you're my son, I have forced you to watch some 80s sci-fi.
Chop Mall. What was it? Mall Chop?
Chopping Mall?
Chopping Mall, yeah.
See, I wouldn't have ever considered that because it was during the horror... the horror rage.
Yeah, but it's sci-fi.
It is. It's a
killer robot.
A killer robot. Did you like that one?
Uh-huh.
Terribly great.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was. Yeah, that's one of those classics. But I mean, the real sci-fis of the '80s, to me, are. I mean, Arnold was the king of sci-fi, unfortunately, for a while. The Running Man,
Yeah.
Total Recall, things like that. And then there was your other classic ones, which you already said, Back to the Future, The Terminators, all those kind of movies. Are there ones that ever like stuck out that I made you watch and you actually enjoyed them a lot more than you anticipated?
I don't remember which ones are from the 80s and which ones aren't.
I like War Games.
Yeah, that one was alright.
Yeah.
What was the thing that they flew in on?
They flew in on.
Wasn't it like a pterodactyl or something like that?
Oh no, the guy.
kite.
The guy is flying a robotic pterodactyl.
That's what it is. Yeah, that
They
was
didn't
funny.
fly in one.
You never know. They could have used it. I don't really know, honestly.
You don't know.
I mean, like the ones you named, yeah, of course, those are good.
I mean, you honestly say they're good, like you.
Back to
really
the Future,
think-
yeah, I love Back to the Future.
Yeah, Back to the Future,
Yeah.
definitely.
Terminator's good. Running Man's alright.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I know one of your favorites though from the '80s,
Which one?
RoboCop.
RoboCop, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to watch that all the time.
You did.
Kind of violent for like a 6-year-old kid, but
didn't you even try the game?
no.
No.
That was Predator I played.
Oh, I remember you played Predator
That was
and
a good time.
just shouting out at like 7 years old, "Look, Daddy, I can rip this guy's spine out." And I had to take the game back.
Yeah, that's when we learned about the rating system.
Yes, I never
So
paid.
parents out there, make sure you check your kids' games.
So that your 7-year-old isn't ripping people's spines out.
Yeah. Actually, no, I was in GameStop the other day, and there was this kid and his grandma, and he wanted to buy Call of Duty Ghosts on the Wii.
Okay.
Poor kid, getting a Call of Duty game on the Wii, and his Ghost. But the worker was like, "Well, ma'am, this is rated M. If it's for your grandson over there, then you might want to talk to his parents or something like that."
His parents are dead.
And the grandma was like, "Oh, it's rated M. We don't want that." And the kid goes, "I have all the other Call of Duty games. It's the only one I want. They're all rated M." And I just felt bad because like the grandparents don't know anything about video games, and also the kid could be lying to them.
Well, but I mean that M rating is seriously, it's oversweeping.
Yeah.
The same thing with the movies with the R rating. You can get an R rating in a movie because of how many times you use a cuss word.
Yeah, that's what Logan did.
Yeah. Whether there's violence or not, there's ones that are PG that have just as much violence as a rated R one.
Yeah.
It's how the violence is shown or depicted, things of that nature. And it's not, I mean, the people that rate these aren't this like government group. They're an anonymous bunch of people that judge it themselves. Same with the video games, I think they started tacking on their own rating when they were getting in trouble, kind of like the comic books did. I think is the game one's ESRB, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's monitored. But Call of Duty, I have an issue with Call of Duty being an M-rated game, just
Why?
because there's violence.
Yeah. Well, and cuss words.
Yeah, but then you turn around and you're putting it in the same rating as GTA 5, where there's much worse things in that game for a child to be exposed to.
Yeah. I think that Predator game was rated T.
It might have been.
Yeah.
But that was also that was like PlayStation 2.
That was PlayStation 2, yeah. That's when ESRB started to get popular.
Yeah. No, he was already popular. But, okay, so on to video games then, since we're there. Any video games that have ever jumped out at you in the sci-fi genre?
Star Trek the video game? That was a great video game.
It was back when we were trying to do, the co-op like we told you about last week with Legos.
Yeah.
We tried everything co-op just so we had a game to play together.
Yeah.
That was one we should have ignored.
Yeah, it wasn't too good. Sci-fi video games.
I know.
Oh, I just thought of an 80s movie that I really like.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good one.
That falls into sci-fi.
I know. But video games that are sci-fi related?
You're actually just beat one not too long ago.
Wolfenstein?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's the
that's
alternate reality or alternate history.
You still haven't started it?
No, I haven't.
Think about ones that stood out, like Resistance I liked.
Resistant? Oh, yeah, that was the alternate history
the
as well.
original Resistance, yeah. Killzone's always fun.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any right now. Horizon Zero Dawn got good reviews, but I didn't really like it.
Well, I mean, the biggest one I think is the Mass Effect series.
Yeah, but
If
I've
you
only played the first
drop Andromeda from there.
It's a great game, Dad.
Yeah, no, Andromeda is not a great game.
They fixed the animations, we promise.
Good. It still was
they're
just
still bad.
terrible. I mean, the one that was supposed to be awe-inspiring, No Man's Sky, it became a No Man By.
Kind of got rid of that in my brain.
Yeah.
It's not bad now. Like I keep up on it just to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told you about it, but now you can build your own base on any planet.
Huh.
You can build a car and drive instead
Ooh.
of instead
of walking.
Instead of walking, yeah, it actually helps a lot.
It does. No.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that they added to it. That should have been.
Should have been when you first purchased it. Yeah. But one of the greater series ever that the company that created it branched off and has made a decent series.
Titanfall.
Halo.
Halo and Destiny, yeah.
The Halo series was, I think, one of the smartest ones ever, especially with the way that they constructed the bad guys. The Covenant, to me, was...
The religious aspect.
Yeah, it was a very smart bad guy to create.
I wish they were that smart with making the Destiny enemies, but they just took the exact same enemies. Because the Fallen are just like the Covenant, the Hive are just like the Hive.
But it's the same thing as, like, Rob Liefeld. Okay, he's a comic book artist.
What did he do?
He created Deadpool.
Yeah,
he created Cable. He worked on the X-Men, things like that. Mm-hmm. He has worked, since Marvel, he has now worked with Image and others, and every comic book he creates is the X-Men, or it's another Deadpool, or another Cable. I mean, that's all he does. Mm-hmm. So I get it with them. I mean, they had so much war in the Halo realm, so much so now that there's, books? Mm-hmm. There's those movies, the cartoon movies, things like that they've expanded that universe kind of like Star Wars has Mass Effect. To me, I think that's the symbol of a great sci-fi world or universe created, is that it continues to expand. And the Halo one still does. There's still books that come out in the Halo universe.
Yeah, and they still got games. Ugh.
Well,
5 was alright.
I mean, the best was Reach.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think Reach was the one that let us explore what the Spartans were all about. Mm-hmm. You know, not just Master Chief by himself, but as a unit and things like that.
Yeah.
And it let us see just the devastation that the Covenant invasion created. Mm-hmm. But again, it's, you know, like you said, the Hive. The Hive was a great addition.
From Halo?
From Halo.
Yeah.
Of forcing the two major enemies to work together.
Yeah.
So as games go, usually with games, they build you up, they strip you down. The sequel comes out, you lose all your powers, you build back up. Mm-hmm. Third one comes out, you lose all your powers, you build back up.
Yeah.
And Halo, you were just
always cool.
Yeah, you always had the same abilities, you always had the same things going on.
Until 4. Then you got powers in 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had them in Reach, too.
Yeah.
Where you had the different shields or whatever, you know.
I just thought of a great sci-fi video game.
What's that?
Haze.
Oh, God. That one could have been good. Because when you used...
it was like so close to being good.
Yeah. Because when you used the serum in Haze, or whatever your backpack was, you slowed down time, or you sped up or something.
You sped up, and you could do more damage.
And then you could shoot somebody's haze and screw up their perception.
Right.
And then, just about 2 or 3 chapters into the game, they took your haze away. Mm-hmm. And you were just a first-person shooter.
Yep. So
it's like, here's this cool power, now you're going to lose it for a while.
Yeah.
What was the one that we liked that did that, though, with time? It was time something. You could rewind time, speed it up. You could stop time and run up and grab the bad guys' guns and then shoot them with their own guns.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Time Shift.
Time Shift, yep.
Yep, that's it. That was a good sci-fi game.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
And they used the technology really well. Mm-hmm. They didn't just use it as a quirky puzzle solver. Mm-hmm. You could do anything with it, and that's what I liked, is that freedom. Did
you like Singularity?
Yeah, I mean, it's cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of cyberpunk.
Oh, cyberpunk's so good.
Well, like Deus Ex was similar to that. You know, I always like that. I like that the cybernetics and the people, the corporations that are the entities, not government. Mm-hmm. So it's stuck with that theme pretty good. But yeah, I think Halo to me would be the ultimate sci-fi game series that came out.
Yeah, series, yeah.
Yeah. So, come on now. You said you had topics.
Yeah, I used them.
You just used one.
And
Oh, I thought you only used one.
I had like ones that I knew you would branch off of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I can't really talk about books.
I've only read 1.5 sci-fi books.
Yeah. So it's difficult for me to discuss that with you. I can always say, oh, you have to read this one, and you say, okay.
I never will.
And you never will, yeah. But, I mean, one thing I was happy to see, like The Handmaid's Tale, which some people don't consider science fiction. I consider it kind of like dystopian.
A realistic
science
future.
fiction. Yeah. I'm really glad to see how they've handled it on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a real good interpretation of it. It's such a hard topic already to put out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we're going on TV, you want to move to TV?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that one that we watched with Noah Wiley?
Oh, Wiley. Oh.
Yeah, we never
finished it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if anybody's listening to this, one with Noah Wiley, and there's aliens, and they invaded Earth, and
They take over kids.
yeah. Oh, I can't remember the name of that show.
Look it up.
That one was pretty good,
That
actually.
one wasn't that bad, yeah.
I like the fact.
Falling Skies.
Yeah, Fallen Skies. I like the fact that who he was.
What do you mean?
That he was a teacher.
Yeah, professor or whatever.
Yeah, he was like a history teacher, and with the world changing, he adapted and became a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like that, seeing that realism that there's a hidden strength in people.
Yeah.
When the situation arises, and you'll see people become soldiers that need to be soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid to see where that show goes when we get back to it.
Yeah.
Because most shows disappoint us.
Yeah, I was surprised I actually liked the second season of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he normally shuts off after the first season.
Or halfway through the first. Like I am right now.
Okay, I'm trying to see. There was a lot of sci-fi shows over the years, but
Kyle XY.
not very many of them like stuck out with me.
Mr. Robot could be considered sci-fi.
To a degree, yeah. It's close to sci-fi, cyberpunk type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what always got me, I mean, the original Battlestar Galactica when I was a kid was a huge influence when I was a kid. And then the remake
was really good.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
They did a great. I think that was one of the first reboots that I've ever liked.
Mm-hmm.
V, when I was a kid, was great. The reboot sucked.
Didn't they try to bring it back?
Yeah, they did, and it was terrible. There were a lot of weird ones when I was younger. Alien Nation was one where aliens were here on Earth and they bonded. They got jobs and stuff. And yeah, it was weird. It was about two cops, one human, one alien. Yeah, kind of like Almost Human.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Kyle Urban.
Yeah.
That one. That was a lot of those sci-fi movies when I was growing up were things like that. It was like the duo buddy cops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one was human and one was a robot, or one was a dog, or one was a cat, or the dead body of a human alien from another dimension.
Yeah.
You know.
We should actually get back to Being Human.
Why?
That show, Being Human, the British one, where one's a werewolf and one's a ghost.
Yeah. We only watched the first season.
I don't know if we finished the first season.
You don't think we did? On the BBC? I mean,
I liked it, yeah.
Sci-fi TV shows, though, you can't forget Doctor Who.
What's that? I can forget Doctor Who.
Really?
I'm not really liking it.
The new season? Or the new Doctor?
Any of it, really.
See, I thought you enjoyed David Tennant.
I like Matt Smith.
You like Matt Smith?
I did like Matt Smith.
Okay.
Peter Capaldi's okay.
Oh, he bores me.
Yeah. And David Tennant, I don't see his appeal that people saw.
He had some massive appeal. He was the longest in the new series.
Also, I liked Chris Eccleston.
I liked his a lot.
Yeah.
The darker Doctor that he portrayed was really good. I think it was a great reintroduction to a lot of people to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe that's where Tennant won over people, was he became the lighthearted one right after all that darkness.
Yeah. Another great TV show, X-Files.
Yes.
We need to finish it, but I'm really
You need to. I've finished it a long time ago.
You haven't finished all of it.
I stopped watching after Mulder left.
He left?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I think it was. They tried to do 2 seasons after he left. It's,
They have the new season. They have that movie you never
well,
saw.
yeah, they brought those back, but what the hell's the dude's name? He was the bad guy in Terminator 2.
I don't know his real name.
No, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He takes over Mulder's spot.
Ugh.
And they flip the script.
Oh, now Scully's the one that believes.
Correct.
That's lame.
Yeah. Well, the show was dying off. I want to say it was like the 8th or 9th season that started. Maybe later.
Wasn't the new one like the 11th season?
I don't remember. Because I didn't watch the new stuff yet.
Yeah, I know.
Because when that came out, the guy who created X-Files, okay, he created another show called Millennium.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be about all these like evil happenings and things going on, almost supernatural-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all leading up to the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was just, it didn't take off. It died really quick. See, I don't even know, would you consider heroes sci-fi?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, they're all superheroes.
But they're natural born. It's not like they got their powers from science or anything.
Yeah, that's still sci-fi.
Alright. We like that until what, the 4th season?
The first season was the best.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. And then it just started going, okay.
Eh.
Okay. And then just,
See, it's hard for me to take that with you as a judgment because you do get so bored quickly of TV shows.
Of anything, really.
Not anything.
Yes, anything.
Oh, okay.
It depends on, okay, so like video games, I had a month of wanting to beat video games. Now I'm bored of them again. I don't want to play any games. Books, I'll read maybe once or twice a month. And that's it. And TV shows, I'll watch for like a week, and then I'll stop watching them.
Well, here's a way that we can get rid of the 2 listeners that we have.
What?
Okay, so we were at Comic-Con one year.
Oh. What are we going? Where are we going with this?
And we're standing at a table, and somebody brought up Firefly.
Oh, okay.
Now, mind you, we are in nerd heaven.
Yeah.
I think majority of the people that were standing around us might know what a naked woman was, but that's about the extent of it. And somebody brought up Firefly.
I was like 11 at this time, and I only seen the first episode.
And Trent goes, they said, it's too bad they canceled it. And Trent goes, it's a good thing they canceled it.
Yeah.
And every nerd looked at him with death in their eyes. However, it was a great Josh Whedon project for Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
It was a smart mix of Old West and space together.
I like Buffy better.
Oh, without a doubt, Buffy is better. And there's something else I forget that's Sci-Fi that's current, Black Mirror.
Yeah. Oh, the new trailer came out.
Did it?
Yeah. I'm excited.
That, to me, is a smart show. The fact that it's Twilight Zone, Outer Limits type, those weird ones.
Yeah.
But everything has to do with technology in some way, shape, or form. And again, social commentary in them. Like the girl who wanted to buy the apartment, and everything was from likes. Your credit rating was your likes.
Yeah.
That was really smart to me.
It was, yeah. The gamer one, I really liked.
Oh, then the haunted house thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was really good.
0.1 millisecond or something like that he lasted.
Yeah. What about, how was your feel on Westworld?
I really liked Westworld.
All the way through?
90%.
Okay, I was going to say, it started to taper off at the end.
I think, well, no, not the end, before the end.
Really?
It was like an episode 2 before the last episode I didn't like at all.
Huh.
I don't remember what it was, but I was just bored. And then I thought it got better at the end. I liked the last episode.
Even with it being left open for season 2?
Well, season 2's coming out soon, so yeah.
Yeah. See, I was hoping it would be, that's one of the things I don't like about these Netflix series, Hulu series, things like that, is tell me a good story.
And then potentially leave it open?
Just end it.
That's what I wanted with Stranger Things. Like, season 1, they could have ended it.
Correct.
And then they had to have him throw up that weird alien creature.
Yeah.
And then season 2, they could have ended it again. And then they had to show the Upside Down, which was still connected to the normal world.
Right.
So...
And leading us to a season 3.
Right. And I don't want that.
No, I agree. there was a show that we watched. A lot of BBC shows do it, where
leave it open.
they don't leave it open, but they could.
They could, yeah.
There was that one. What was it, Jekyll?
Yeah.
That was really good.
It got ended, right?
Yeah. When you look at Sherlock.
That's not sci-fi.
No, but I'm just saying in general, that's one of the BBC ones that they do it right. They do,
like,
3 or 4 episodes?
Well, the last season, series, whatever they call it, they definitely left it open. 100%.
Oh, well, yeah, but I don't think they're going to go back to it. They left it with a happy ending style.
How?
What do you mean?
Spoiler alert for the last episode of Sherlock. His sister.
Yeah?
They're not going to explain it?
They do.
No, what?
They go through the whole thing. That's that season.
The last episode tells him it's his sister.
No.
Yeah.
No, you figure that out pretty early. Yeah. It's the whole last season deals with her.
When Watson...
the whole episode, from the start to the finish. When they go out to the jail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Moriarty comes back.
I didn't like that episode.
Yeah.
That's why I forgot it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, like you were saying, the being human and stuff, that I think they do really good on the BBC, where a season can be one story by itself.
Except for one that just popped in my head.
What?
Dirk Gently's. That can't be one season.
No, without a doubt, that can't. But to me, I think that's with Netflix, Hulu, all those, and with any TV series, actually, because look what happened with Heroes.
What happened with Lost?
I don't care about Lost.
Yeah, Heroes get really bad.
Well, but not only that, but when it ended, it ended. And it was left, like there was more that needed to be done.
Yeah.
So when you leave these long 3-4 season stories in the backdrop going on, you have that potential for zero closure.
Yeah.
Where if each season is a story, a good story, then the next season can be a continuation in somehow. Good shows will do that. Like even Stranger Things. Stranger Things could have ended after season 1, like you said. It can end now.
Yeah, they won't.
No, what I'm saying is, there's the potential that if they don't decide to make any more, it's fine. You're not missing anything.
Yeah, all you know is that the Upside Down is still there.
Right. And that's how many horror movies or whatever end and they show the bad guy still alive.
Not counting Friday the 13th.
Right. But no, they show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what was the stupid one? Jeepers Creepers. They end the movie with him taking the kid's eyeballs out that he was chasing the whole time.
Yeah.
So he's still there. He's still alive. So leaving that mystery or that dark image just keeps people wondering, what's going to happen down the road. It doesn't have to have a sequel. Back to movies, though. There was one that surprised me that I never thought I would like.
Can I guess it?
It was a more recent one. By recent, I mean within the last 10 years.
Last 10 years, you're shocked that you liked it?
Yeah. I was surprised I liked it.
Sci-fi?
Yeah, very sci-fi.
Last 10 years.
Yeah.
You're positive?
Yeah, it's within the last 10 years.
Honestly, nothing's going to my mind. Give me a hint. One hint.
Well...
Main actor?
Don't know his name because he was a kid.
He was a kid?
Yeah.
Sci-fi movie based around a kid in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Meet the Robinsons.
Major director, but he wasn't that big of a director then. I think he was up and coming. Like, this was one of his earliest projects, or earlier.
In like 2007?
Maybe it's around then. I think I'm getting the years right. Yeah.
It's a kid.
Yeah.
And a not so famous director at the time.
So maybe we'll say, it's got to be.
Look it up.
No, but it.
Get your dates right.
I know where I first saw it. I know where I was when I first saw it, and I know how.
Back alley.
Yeah, it's how I paid for my drugs. I let him watch this movie. But.
Sorry, I'm just thinking.
If I'm looking up, you gotta talk.
I know. I'm just trying to think. I don't know many that have Just a little boy.
Came out in 2011.
2011.
So in my frame time. Yeah.
Now it shortens it.
Yeah.
And you're positive on the director?
I'm very positive on the director.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I'll say this. It was the first time I got to know his name. Was with this movie.
So he could have been known beforehand?
He could have been, yeah. He could have, but nothing, I think, of this level of success yet. He's gone on to become extremely successful.
I just don't know many directors that have been that successful in the past 6 years.
Yeah, he's pretty much taken over a certain genre.
Is it sci-fi?
Yeah.
Is it J.J. Abrams?
Yeah.
I don't know what movie he did 6 years ago, because Star Trek came out before then, didn't it?
No.
Was Star Trek right after this then?
Maybe.
Pretty certain.
Super 8.
You like that?
Oh, I love that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't think so either, so I didn't.
It was, when I first read the reviews on it, they were making fun of all the references about the time period. Like a kid gets a Walkman or something and there's like a reference, and that's what the first few reviewers I was listening to originally when the movie came out, that's what they were doing. They were griping about the period pieces. And I thought, oh, okay, it's going to be one of those movies. Back to the Future was like one of the original ones that made those jokes. With him going back in time in order.
Star Trek was 2009.
So it was before it?
It was before it, yep. So he already was famous, yeah.
Really?
He also did Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know his name with Mission Impossible 3.
That is true.
I always thought Super 8 was out before it. That's weird, because we saw Star Trek in theaters.
Yeah.
But we saw Super 8
on Blu-ray
in Georgia. Yeah. We were sitting at Grandpa Sonny's one Thanksgiving.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, and he ordered it on demand at his TV, and we were sitting there watching it in the living room. It was the first time I had ever seen it.
And sure, I was there.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be there?
I could have been doing something else.
Oh, you could have been doing something. But I remember we were there at a Thanksgiving, and that's what we watched. Was Super 8.
Because I remember first time seeing it was on Blu-ray at home.
I bought it afterwards because
Yeah.
I wanted to rewatch it because it was like there was a couple of people around, things like that. I couldn't get into it as much as I wanted to.
I don't think I was watching it with you.
Maybe you weren't, but that was the first time I had ever seen it. So that's what I was saying is I don't remember Star Trek. And maybe I got the date wrong on it.
No, it said 2011.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, my memory is going though because I'm
it's
old.
Okay.
I need those sci-fi implants. Keep my memory going.
I'm not gonna help you.
Yeah, I know you won't. You try to make me forget things. He actually pretends that things didn't happen when they did to make me think I forgot.
Can't tell if you're being serious or not, because I might do this.
You might.
But I don't remember if I do or not.
You do, but you don't.
Okay.
Well, I think the biggest thing about science fiction, because there's so many different genres within it.
Did you leave your phone vibration on?
No, why?
I just heard it go off.
Maybe it did.
God.
Sorry, I'm terrible.
It's okay. I'm not gonna judge.
No, well, there's so many different genres within sci-fi. When you break down sci-fi, it's like you said, you consider superhero sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have the space ones. When you're reading, especially with books or movies, you do have the giant space battle ones or the, Battlestar Galacticas, those kind. The one that a lot of people don't consider sci-fi, but, I mean, I don't say a lot of people, because people that are very much into the books and the movies and such do consider, but the dystopian era ones, a lot of people consider that sci-fi. It is futuristic, it's down the road. Some people, for some reason, don't consider it sci-fi, and I don't understand that, except that it doesn't have technology, it doesn't have aliens or anything like that.
So do you consider Mad Max sci-fi?
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it is. It's futuristic, it's down the road. It's not supposed to be, even though sometimes when you see these futuristic dystopian ones, they'll have 1995 or something because it was made in the 80s.
Yeah.
I consider that science fiction because science doesn't have to play a part in their everyday life, but science could have caused what they're dealing with. Because of Mad Max, it's I think it's post-nuclear, correct?
I don't remember, but it would sound right.
Yeah, I think it is. And a lot of the dystopians back in the day were post-nuclear war, because that was the scare in the 80s and
War.
such. Now it's more of they have 1,001 different scenarios for the dystopian era. Handmaid's Tale, which is very similar to the one with Gerard Butler, I think, or
Gamer.
no, Clive Owens. What did you say?
Gamer.
Gamer. No, I meant Clive Owens.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's actually a really great movie. Children of Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Which is similar to Handmaid's Tale, why the culture shifts, because of the birth rate drops and things of that nature. To me, that's science fiction because we can't find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
You figure with everything we have, where we can do artificial insemination and all these other things, why are we not able to have children in those two storylines? That has created such a chaotic world. And then you have your zombies, which falls under horror too, but the survival.
So do you consider like Dawn of the Dead horror or sci-fi?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's sci-fi horror.
I get that, but like I consider it more horror than sci-fi. I don't know why.
Now, like Night of the Living Dead, I'd say horror because it's localized.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, those are worldwide epidemics.
Dusk of the Dead.
Dusk of the Dead. To me, those are more sci-fi because it's worldwide.
Yeah. Not about that.
But 28 Days Later, I consider that. I don't know. That one's a little hard because it's science fiction.
We don't know how far
it spread.
Yeah,
but
we know it's in London.
But it's science that caused it. So you fall into those kind of things. And then the other dystopian ones, like the book I read, 1 Second After, which is a fantastic book. It's an amazing book. And those are EMPs, where we don't have that radioactive fallout to worry about. The monsters are other humans. The factions and gangs.
They still are.
Shh, look under the bed, little Timmy. He is a monster. It's your uncle.
Oh, it's uncle.
But when you get into that, that dystopian, all you have to do is watch those prepper shows.
Those are great shows.
And you'll get 1,001 ideas on how our government and our country are going to fall apart, and other ones as well.
Midgets are going to take over.
They could.
Yeah.
They're sneaky.
Yeah. There should be a new game show called A Child or a Midget. There's just pictures.
Yeah,
you just can't tell.
I think you're falling into the line of offensive. Maybe.
Oh, sorry, child or a little person.
Either way, I still think we're on this side on that offensive. I think more people would support a real Running Man TV show than that.
I don't think so at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I think people would support a show where a criminal has to fight for their life.
Yeah, but what about if it's like someone that they don't know if they did something wrong?
Well, that's what the commentators are to tell you what they did wrong.
No, I mean like innocent until proven guilty. But
no, these are supposed to be convicted felons.
Right, supposed to be. What if they did nothing wrong?
Well, then,
The glove didn't fit.
Yeah, it's trial by combat then. That's how it used to be settled in the medieval times.
I'm okay with that.
Well, you committed a crime. Well, if I kill your best guy, I didn't commit it. Okay. It's like, all right. But no, I honestly think that more people would support a show like that than something that's socially offensive. You don't think so? Not your show, John. I'm just saying something that's...
I'm just thinking that, like, there's something I could say that would...
Socially offend people?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah?
I don't want to.
No, don't then.
Okay.
Because it'll be out there permanently.
I'll tell you after.
Okay. But I think we've gotten to that point where people are so worried about that. And I mean, Running Man, for years, people speculated it could have become real down the road as a way to deal with our repopulated jails and things like that. As much as you don't like it,
What?
it was cheesy.
I said I didn't.
The premise was smart.
Yeah, I wish it was like how you told me it was like in the book.
Yeah, but novella really.
Whatever.
That I really enjoyed. That was really smart. How it was one person, and they had to send in videotapes, and the people hunted them throughout the whole United States. And everybody played the game. That was really cool. That was actually that was one of his Richard Bachman books. So when it actually, if they haven't fixed it, I know in the old VHS, if you watched it, it would say based on a book by Richard Bachman on the movie, not Stephen King. So that was kind of cool back then that they were
Never knew it was Stephen King.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny how he got rid of his pseudonym.
Well, I knew that Richard Bachman was. I'm talking about Running Man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Richard Bachman.
I know that. Yeah. God, shut up. How did he get rid of it? Didn't he kill it off in a show or a movie?
What, his pseudonym?
Yeah.
No, he got cancer of the pseudonym, and that's what it died of.
Okay.
But it's what inspired the Dark Half.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of his books actually have some sci-fi themes. Tommy Knockers is very sci-fi. Mm-hmm. It's about a UFO that was crash landed near this town, and as it gets uncovered, the people start to get weird powers. The Gunslinger series.
Yeah.
That to me is very sci-fi. It's another world, another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
The Talisman and the Black House, they're very much sci-fi. It's another dimension. A Buick 8, which is a weird book. It's just a book, and the trunk of it opens up into another dimension.
The trunk of the book?
The trunk of the Buick. But like we just said, that one there, Running Man, was one of his. He had a couple of them under Richard Bachman that were more... like The Long Walk was a dystopian style one. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of those that were under Bachman. He was writing some darker sci-fi style themes.
Speaking of long walks, what about The Road?
Yeah, I know you weren't a fan of the movie.
Yeah.
It didn't do but it was good to me. It gave you the feel mm-hmm. of what it was supposed to. Only thing I didn't like I told you, is the whole showing the mother or the history. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I loved about the book was you're just dunked right into it.
Yeah, don't they not have who says what?
That's his writing style.
I like that though.
Yeah, his writing style is that he has just these, when people talk, it's a dash, and then their dialogue, mm-hmm. and that's how you know somebody's talking.
Yeah.
But I just loved it that you were dumped in, you didn't know what was going on, and you kind of figured it out as they went along with mm-hmm. them. So that was a very smartly written sci-fi dystopian book. Yeah. But it also had Vigo, and I like him, so.
Yeah, I know.
He's cool. Mm-hmm. You don't like him?
I don't know. I like the one movie that we watched recently with him.
History of Violence?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart movie.
Yeah.
But it's not sci-fi.
No. Man, I want to watch Children of Men again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you like that one.
It's got a really nice scene.
A nice scene?
Yeah, the cool scene. The car scene, it's like a really long one shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You sure you're not thinking of the one with Vin Diesel?
No, I know what it is.
Isn't there one with Vin Diesel that's just like Children of Men?
Are you talking about... Oh, what was it called?
I don't remember. I guess it's Vin Diesel. But yeah, there's one that's very similar to Children of Men.
You talking about the one with the little girl?
Mm-hmm. Like the Russian. They're all Russian? Yeah.
Babylon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Just Babylon.
Babylon AD, sorry.
No.
Oh, wait, what?
Babylon AD is a cartoon.
Okay, it's Babylon. Alright. Yeah. I think it's Babylon, right?
Yeah, but that's like... Isn't that like Children of Men and Fast and Furious mixed?
No.
I thought he
like Fast and Furious at all.
I thought he drove like a bunch of cars in it.
I don't know.
But it is dystopian, right?
Yes, it is sci-fi, yeah. Maybe it's not called Babylon.
Well, it's not a Last Babylon, because that's a classic book.
I don't remember.
You can't find it anywhere.
It is Babylon AD.
It is Babylon AD?
Yeah.
Why did I think that was a...
It is, I think.
But see, I thought that was a cartoon. Not like a cartoon, but you know, like the, Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Titan AE.
What's that?
It's a sci-fi cartoon. I want to say like Matt Damon's in it. Mm-hmm. That's what I think I'm thinking of. I'm just throwing letters out there to stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Babylon, BC.
No.
It's just a prequel.
Yeah, no. It would have been Jesus BC.
Jesus BC.
Or Jesus. Which we did see an interesting tailgate the other day on a vehicle.
We did, yeah.
This guy had
That was you.
Oh, that was me. Yeah. This guy had a piece of wood for his tailgate.
He said, I support the troops, I support police officers and firemen. And
it just kept going on and on. I mean, it was a long list, and then just up in the corner, it just said, "Oh yeah," and Jesus. It was just odd.
I support Jesus.
Yeah, he was just saying all these things, and it was like as he was writing it, he forgot to add Jesus. Mm-hmm. So he had to put it in. Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like it. I was waiting for the ... like on Monty Python in the cave. Yeah. That would have been funny if he had just said, "Oh yeah," and
Jeeves. My
Jeeves.
butler. Alright.
You're not really with it today, are you?
Yeah, I think we're good on time.
Are you not with it today?
I didn't really think this through, this whole sci-fi thing.
Oh, the whole single topic thing?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, this was a trial by fire.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, we're learning as we're going. Eventually we'll have a hit show, probably episode 3422, but we'll get there.
We're not Joe Rogan.
You're right. I'm Jason.
And I'm Trent. This is Retro.
Take care, all.
Bye-bye.